Alright, so welcome back. Hoping you're having a fabulous day here today. It is that time, Labyrinth review. I'm gonna let you know, hype you up, or ruin your day by telling you if it's hard or easy, and how difficult or strategic you have to place it to actually get somewhere and win. There are a few changes that make it a little bit weird, but I do want to give my my 10 cents on this one. I'm going to talk about it here. So, Labyrinth, this is Season 4, I do believe. This is not a guide. This is just a few tips, a few things to know in the back of your head before going into it. I did finish it stupidly, and this is the worst thing about it all. These two characters will live at the end, right? And I'll show you what happens. It is so stupid that I died there, but did happen. I'll go through the depths later on and show you how that works, but there's a lot to go through, and I wanted to show here that I clearly beat it, because people always want to accuse me that I didn't beat it. I can't win in life, literally, but yes, today, Labyrinth review. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, helps out a ton. This is not the global guide. I will drop a guide for global, where I break down everything, full analysis on what to go for, what teams to go for, and how to play it, but just keep that in mind. So, I played it exactly like, I think this is my, this was my 5th attempt, right? So it took me a few tries. Basically, I wanted to understand, like, and learn the first parts. Mainly where I got stuck was I kept reaching this part here, and I died. So first time I died once on the first floor because I realized that, oh, it's I think it's Liz on the first floor. Second floor will be Merlin, and the third floor will be Gother. And that Gother boss will make you want to uninstall the game. Literally, all he does is spam attack disable. I'll show you in a little bit, but it's so freaking annoying. So how this shop also works, and this is a little bit of a nerf or a change, I hate it. It'll make you play the depths more than you played before, okay? You play the depths before, and most people that I know bought the gems and said, F you, Labyrinth, I'm leaving, and left, okay? They said, no more, I'm done. To unlock the bottom area, to get the gems, the costume, or any of this, you have to go through a new mileage system. You have to buy 400, and then you have to unlock at 1250. So, buy this, buy this, buy this, unlock this, buy a few here, and then you unlock this. So, there's a mileage system, which I don't get why they did it, but they want you to play a little bit extra. I guess it's fine. Usually, once you beat it, you have the ability to clear the depths. I personally never had a problem with that, like in the depths area. So you really can't just like get it done, farm like 1 or 2 times, and then get your gems and run, or get your cosmetic and run. But you have to unlock it, and then at that, you have to buy 1, 2, 3, 4, and then gems also. Back then, it was just 1, 2. Here's 3 new additional items, so it will take you some time to actually clear through this. The rest of the wards are pretty good, so worth the time, but that's the new change with this. And again, on the rest of the stuff with the event, it's the same thing as usual. There's nothing different on it. Anywhere, like the RNG is still the same, and I can go over here and challenge the depths. I'm gonna get destroyed, so I'll save this for later. But I have to revive and continue onwards. I had good passives, which I'll show you them later on too. Mainly was like an HP passive, overall attack passive, crit damage up passive, and then a bunch of other stuff, which is pretty helpful. So that's really what I went for. But I'll show you the gameplay now, and you can go and watch that while I talk over it. So the review, and let's get into that, and that's the most important part. If you suffered on the last one, the last, Labyrinth, I will say this one is much easier because it took me way more attempts on that last one to complete it. This I went through right away. Once I learned the actual gimmicks, it was pretty easy. So really, they force you to either run a full mono team, and then they provide you buffs for that team. So it has to be full red, full blue, full green. That's what they make you do in this one. Or if you swap it, where you go one of each color, then you can also get some buffs according to that. In this one, you see less of per se race buffs, where it's like goddess race, demon race, human race, right? And for some reason, on my last run, I didn't have that much RNG. I completely missed on every buff that was the race buffs. So at the end, they do give you some, where it's like full goddess team, full human team. The only ones that I got, and you can clearly see I have no unknown character, and I had no goddess character, but they kept giving me goddess and unknown buffs, right? So that's what I ran into at the end there, which kind of sucks. So I was a little bit more ill-prepared for the boss at the end. But I mainly did buy a few buffs at the shop there. The characters they give you at the start suck. So realize now that like the main way to go, again, and also this is another gimmick they started, right? For this one, every single boss, you cannot out-CC. They will out-CC you, they will go first, and they will always get their ultimate first, okay? Every single time, they will out-CC you unless you are cheating or something, okay? So I had one time 4 characters, I still got out-CC'd. I could never out-CC them it's impossible, I think so. All right, so keep that in mind. The first boss is, I'll give you like the boss help. The stages are so easy, same as last time, so easy. Maybe the bosses will cause you a problem. First you have Elizabeth, which really is a walk in the park if you have a green character. You can go through it pretty simple. I think that's what she is, right? She's a blue character. So if you start off with like Red Hauser or something like that, it will kind of screw you up a little bit, but super easy to get through that one. You then go to Merlin, which she also has more gimmicks there. She will attack twice and then freeze. She is annoying and she will lifesteal a crap ton. A little bit similar to Sariel. So you have to bring a character that can basically one-shot her, or you just try to one-turn her, because it won't work otherwise. She will lifesteal back to 100. So you have to get attack buffs, crit buffs, any buff that can take her on, and that's really what you got to go for there. You have to go attack with the advantage of the attribute, right? Or just get a super strong character. There's Brunhild, and there's like Trader Melly given to you at some points. There's Margaret, which will buff you and help you there. And there's a bunch of counter characters that can also help you through all of that. But remember, she is green, so try to bring a red character. I brought Scotty, which she was an absolute carry in most of this. And then at the end, this is the worst part, which you'll see the gameplay at some point. You get to go against Red Gother. He will every turn rank up and attack disable you. Rank up and attack disable you. Rank up and attack disable you. You either bring a character that can buff and cleanse or whatever, then attack. You can, or either bring Escanor, who can, obviously after 3 attacks, he's immune to everything. That's there. You can bring somebody who is just all debuff attacks and then stack debuff as the passives, which will be provided to you, where it makes your debuff attacks super broken, and that's why it's designed for that character to go against Gother. You can go for that, or you can just get a counter character and keep countering him. Those all are the options that basically work on that final stage. Super annoying. You can't rush ultimate. You can't do anything. It is annoying, and then you think you get through it. You kill him once. He will revive for 75% of his HP, which is even more annoying. Oh my god, when I played against him, I did use my ults. Then I didn't know that he had the revive, right? So I used the gold card right after, and he revived. So I didn't check his passes prior to it. So mainly I did lose my 2 characters because of stupidity there. But it's definitely easier than last season. If you suffered last season, it's definitely easier than that. I really didn't have that much trouble. It's just, again, it took me a few tries to learn the gimmicks. After I learned the gimmicks, then I went through it. I was in a Discord with a few people that were like playing it also, and they all beat it on their like 3rd or 4th attempt also. So we beat it pretty early compared to the last one, which took a little bit more time. So I will say that this is less RNG extensive. You're not really going for passives. Here you're more going, I would say, for characters and better characters. The passives that I went through were pretty much garbage, and I still got through it. So if you're scared that this is not your season, you're gonna lose out on the Mael costume, I personally don't think you will have to worry about that. I will drop a full extensive guide on the best passives, best characters, stuff like that, to go and pick up, and like full gameplay broken down and stuff like that. So that's what you can also use as a resource to beat this. But I personally think that it's much easier than before. Maybe I'm the only one. Maybe I just get some RNG here. Like, again, on my earlier runs, I was always close. I just didn't have enough damage, or I didn't have enough characters that were actually useful. So maybe another retry or 2, I would have still beaten it. But, you know, overall, I think it is genuinely a little bit better than last season, which, again, last season was pure RNG. It was impossible for so many players. It took them so much time. Again, a little bit more straightforward and a little less gimmicky, if you will. Just this time it's more bosses, and this time it's weird because they want the boss to out-CC you and then ult on you, and you have to be a little bit more tankier than the boss. So, and again, it also forces you to run either mono team or all separate attribute. Like, it's a very weird boss, but it's not difficult if you were to say that. So that's really where it stands at. Again, the shop also was a weird addition. Why the hell did you add the milestone thing? That is stupid. I don't like that either. I don't get that one. The shop getting a mileage thing just makes people more angry to go and complete it. That makes them have to go into the depths and beat all of the depths multiple times to get those gems, to get the Mael costume, to get the SSR pendants, then to get the box and stuff like that. So much to grab just to get those costumes and the gems. So a bit iffy. Not a fan of that one, but overall that's really where it stands and what I think about the entire update. Again, one more time, very simple, pretty much easier than last time. So if you suffered last time, it's much easier. I don't think it's on par with anything we had before. It's like it's in its own area where it could be hard for you if you don't understand what you're doing, and you do mess up here and there with RNG. But if you can kind of nail a few good characters and bad passives, you can win, or bad characters and some decent passives, you can win. So you have areas to win. And then again, they also fix the formatting. It's not really RNG on the right side. Both sides will give you the same stuff. It's either side you want. One side may give you more revives, one side may give you more heals. So they also updated that aspect of it, which is a huge freaking W. I like that too. But yeah, that's really it. I did get my 30 gems. Go get your 30 gems when it drops on global. Pretty much, I liked it, but it was pretty weird on that entire aspect of mileage shop. I don't like that at all. More time to grind, that's what they want. So yeah, I guess it's good in a way. I don't know.